Right, here we have an issue. This breather hose here, this goes to the diff obviously, well axles, the diff, so this is a live rear axle, which obviously means that, well, forget the leaf springs, but live rear axle means that this whole axle and diff axle assembly goes up and down with the road, you see, whereas the car, of course, the car is steady, like do, and it hits bumps so it goes boom boom because it's sprung, right? So this is unsprung, this is unsprung, right? So unsprung weight are these sorts of things, all right? So, and whereas sprung weight, of course, is the car because it's above the springs, and shocks if you're lucky enough to own them. So this hose here had fallen off. Previous owner, very bad at maintaining vehicles, so it had fallen off without me knowing about it, of course, because when it's underneath a car and you just use the car, obviously you don't. Anyways, I did notice it in the end, but I did do about 10 or 15,000 kilometres in the wet, moving house and everything. So yeah, as you can imagine, with that hose there off and this gets hot or warmish, anyway, it's had a lot of moisture in there, a lot of water. That there should be oil. As you can see the amount of rust in there? Right, that's not good, okay? Your internal components of things shouldn't really be rusty like that, okay? So the oil that came out, well, you can tell it's oil, but see, like that there, for instance, you know, that's like watery rust splatters. So as that came out, it was actually bubbling with a layer of water. And the other thing is that it was only about probably 1 litre in there, whereas it should at least have 2, maybe 2.4 or 2.2 or 2.1. I don't know what that is in US gallons, but anyway, what the fuck. Didn't have enough oil left in it. And the oil that was in there was covered with water and rusty. So that there, of course, goes all the way down the axles to the bearings in there. I've had one of these off previously. I'm not going to show you now because it's a bit of an effort to get to, but there basically was a tide mark about that high all the whole way along inside there where there's a tide mark of rust, because the car was sitting in this guy's driveway for 6 months or so after being run around like that. So anyways, surprisingly, I've clocked up about, I don't know, about 60,000 kilometres, 30,000 miles in this car with it like this. So this is a Ford. It's like a 9-bolt rear diff, or a Borg Warner thing or something like that. Fairly standard, you know, like off the lower powered Mustangs or whatever Ford Falcons in Australia. So this is a open spinner or single spinner or open diff as they call it. So if you turn one wheel like that, like the other wheel turns backwards, or the drive shaft does funny things, you see. So you can turn the drive shaft there, and at the moment we've got both wheels turning forwards. Look, that one, apart from now it's bound up because dummy dum-dums, I had a cloth there to stop my shavings going in, and it just sucked the cloth in. Okay, so yeah, never follow me on any mechanics ideas or anything of that nature, because I'm shocking. Anyways, so what I've been doing is, this here was an original paper gasket. Now, Ford or Borg Warner or whoever it is that put the final touches on this, they use these gaskets that have got sort of a glue in them. So you put your gasket on, you bolt it up, and then as it heats up and it goes through a few heat cycles or whatever, it sticks quite nicely to itself. So you've got to undo the bolts, and then you use I use a flat chisel about that wide, poke it up and just prise it off there, which leaves behind, of course, the old paper gasket and residue, some of which is here. Okay, so that there's, I don't know if it's, anyway, it's a fibre gasket, all right, so you see it's that sort of thing there, all right, so that was stuck on quite well. So I've been going around using various tools, such as, there you go, there's one tool, Okay, so this is originally a window scraper, or thereabouts. Use it for instance, paint on the sides of buildings. Okay, like that. Okay, it does quite a good job when you put new blades in. There's a couple of tram lines in that. But anyway, so I've got around and I've scraped the old gasket off by using a combination knife and this thing. Alright, so there you go. And you can tell it works alright because you can see the original milling from the original manufacturer of the unit. So I'll just give this bit here a go. You see that? That come up. Right. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Because a lot of those marks you can see there are actually just the old milling marks like that. You see, it just so happens that those ones there are going. Anyway, so that is good enough for my purposes of putting the diff cover back, the diff hat back over here. So I've gone and got some RTV sealant stuff because I don't have another gasket to put on. So I'll just put a layer of that gunk on and hopefully find all the bolts to do it up again. Now, so one thing that I did forget, of course, you know, is to take the gasket off this piece as well, of course. So this piece is going back up there. So one thing to be very careful of with this is to remember to take off your nice hoodie before starting work. Of course, this is no longer my nice hoodie. Yeah, bugger. Anyway, so if you have a look in there, right, see all of them, right, that there is a nice hunk of metal, see? Metal shavings all through there. See, so there's our rusty water with some nice metal shavings. Now if this was in a gearbox or something, you'd expect to have a strong magnet either in the filler or the drain, preferably the drain, because what happens in there, you see that little bump down there, right, that's actually on the inside of the casting as well, of the cast housing, because all the oil and stuff's going all the way up to there, and it's about that level across there, and it goes down the axles and everything. So as things are turning and wearing out, or you know, you put new shims in or whatever, and the little bits of metal are coming off, they do actually. I'll see if I can get this camera and looking in there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you see that there acts as a bit of a sump, and then this hole there actually oh yeah, well anyway, so out that hole there comes all the gunk which has come out of this area. So by having a magnet on there, they could have caught all of that for me and stopped it recycling itself through the bearings and everything. Right, it's getting a bit dark out there. I was lucky to find this bloody thing without stabbing myself. Gee, I've done a few injuries with those in my time, I bloody tell you. Serious bloody ones too. Anyways, whatever. So I kind of needed that because I still needed to clean off some of this, didn't I? Now it's quite hard to hold the old phone with one hand there, taking videos and trying to do that with the other. So before I end up cutting myself too much, I'll just come back to you in a minute. Alright, all good, kind of. Anyways, so over to the parts washer, yeah, which would be in fact my hastily installed kitchen bloody, well that was here. Look at my lovely bloody workshop. Anyway, so when I move, I'll be taking all my metal work with me that I made, and all my sinks and everything, and all of this. So you know, pity I can't really get rid of all of this work I did as well. But anyway, that's what you get for dealing with lying full of shit landlords. So anyway, hot water, bit of degreaser, see you in a bit. Right, in amongst the cheap Ryobi tools, and see that cabinet there, that would have been Mighty Car Mods, but it's not, because it was only like $400 for that unit and that unit, without the Mighty Car Mods logo on it, because hey Moog, and oh Jesus, you know, the other guy, fuck, I'm good with names, sorry lads, Marty, hey Marty and Moog. So anyways, look, so that there's now cleaned. Right, so all the gasket material, I'll try and get the reflection off, but anyway, all the gasket material has been removed from the mating surfaces around the inside. So I'll use some of this stuff here for this purpose. Again, try and get it out the direct light. There we go, look. So that's a grey gasket maker. Not that it matters what colour it is really, but they say sensor safe, it's non-corrosive, blah blah blah. So you don't even need to use anything this flash, to be honest. But I'm going to stick a bead of that around here, and I'm going to throw that back up there after making sure the surfaces have no oil and stuff on them first. Alrighty, and that'll just about do. So when working into the sort of dusk with you know, all the lights are above you, funnily enough. So yeah, so it gets dark under here. So anyway, camera, see, like if I put my finger over just to prove it, I mean, you know, not that you really, you know, oh, that's gonna, oh, it's reflecting light back off my finger into the lens, isn't it? There you go, that's kind of about what I can see with my eyes, was like that. So anyway, look, camera, phone, good things, gasket maker, great stuff, and oh, fanking, it's the grey gasket maker fank. If you don't know what fanking is, look up Moog synthesizers or Marty's mods, and that's a bit dried up. Anyway, back in a sec. Right, finally got this stuff cleared and working. It's probably only been there for 2 years, so I'll just run enough around there to try and fill up any lack of perfection on my behalf, which of course there will be a lot of. Unfortunately, this is quite hard to squeeze out. I probably left a great big ball of bloody poo in there, which is stopping it coming out properly. So oh well, so that's kind of done. Right, so I did a good job of it, and then I decided to go back and add some more. So of course, what happens when you add more? Well, you know, bloop. Anyways, that's all good. Right, so we've got a decent seal, which will happen around there because the mating surfaces are reasonably clean on the inside of the bolts, so that'll seal up all right. Of course, would have been good if I was a clever bastard and put the cap somewhere so that I could find the cap again. Yeah, anyways, whatever. Here we go. Done. New cap. Alrighty, so that's going to be bolted back on there. Hang on. Boom, boom. Yeah, torque setting, half an electronic ugga. Hang on, this doesn't look right. What's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what's going on there. By trying to use cheap ugga in the dark, I managed to start getting one of those a bit cross-threaded, didn't I? So no matter how I try and put that in there now, see, it's going on a bit of an angle, isn't she? Because I'd done up like 4 of these tight, that was in slightly wrong position. So unfortunately I had to loosen those off and to get the other bolts in. Now the thing is that with this, right, so what that is it's actually it's like a tap and die but in a drill. However, because of where the fuel tank is, that ain't going to go in straight either. So I could go and get my tap and dies out, or my dot, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so the idea is to put that in there and put it in straight, and see if we can get this going straight again. But I'll have to go and get my proper gears. So I never would have thought it either, but I'm actually kind of sorted, because you know, like there's me, right, that's what I want there, and you notice that, see, these are quite neat, look, see, so they're just old cans of thinners or stuff like that, cut in half, obviously lengthwise. So for instance, rivets, there's some rivets, there's some more rivets in the back, tick screws, tapes, would you believe, is in there, and grommets and fittings. Look, it's great, isn't it? Great stuff. So all good. So anyway, back on track, Tony. So I guess, do I want that? No. Do I want that? Yeah. Well, I thought I wanted one of them, but I haven't got one the same thread. Focus, you bastard. Focus, you bastard. There we go. So, that there could be close, couldn't it? No, that's miles away. It's a trick of the camera, looking through the camera rather than with my eyes. But I have nothing in there.